image. This will bring in the border image. This is an important image. If we use the other one, it's not going to work right. We're going to get the wrong colors in the wrong spot and everything. So now this, it separates, it'll give us our nice separation that we need. And we'll go to parent. I'm clicking this button to go back to parent. Okay, and I'm going to choose, let's see, let's select our our ground plane and our crystals. Confirm, it says 2 objects selected. And while I have that blend mode, we'll call this one main textures. And we'll assign this main textures to it. Okay, it's assigned to it now. Now, interactively, we can see the snow one, the ice one, but we'll just leave it set for this blue one because it's easier to see in the viewport. White kind of gets glary, so it's hard to see. It's not going to look the way it does when it renders. You just got to remember that. And just deal with seeing it this color. Let's do a quick render on it. Alright, I was going to pause it, but it's going to render quick. Okay, so good. Now, as you can see, there's the whites up the top, and then where the black line stretched, that's where the ice is going to show through, all the borders and edges and here. So that, that's what that black line does. It's it's very useful for doing that. If you use the other one, it's just not going to work. The blue's going to wind up smeared up top here, so you have to have that outline image for this to work correctly. Alright, so that's that. Alright, now we get to go and edit our textures a little bit. So we'll go to the white one first, I guess. We'll do the snow first. And for the snow, we're going to uncheck this and set it to 50. So we get it some, of its own brightness there. And for environment, we're going to put a check there, click none, go to bitmap, and I'm going to choose one of 3D Max's skies. It's in the sky folder. This one, you can use any sky image you want, depending on the color you want. It really don't matter. I'm just going to choose this one. It's got a darkish blue and a white clouds, and this will give us reflection. Our reflection maps. All right, and that'll take care of that. And then for our bump, we can go ahead and add some bump in there. Just click on the bump, put a check in it, and we'll choose none. We're going to choose noise. This will give us our snow. We'll set it to 5 for now. Set it to fractal. Turn our blur all the way down to 0. And we'll go ahead and give a look, see how that's going to look. Okay, that's looking good. We got our, the snow there. It's showing. And you can see it's, it's got the ripples in there. So that pretty much shows you how to do that. I won't do too many changes on this. You can change the size, of course, if you want the noise to be a little bit less. Go with, maybe a 4 or 3 or whatever. We'll see how that looks. Not too small, depending if you want to find snow or not. 4 looks pretty good though, so I guess we'll just leave it at that. So that's good. Alright. I'm going to go with a higher render setup. I'm going to set it to high def, 1280, just so we can see more detail. I'm going to go back now. So we got the bump map set, environment set, so we have a little reflection now. I'm just going to take this reflect here and click on the black color and just bring it down to like maybe 15 or so, just to add a little bit of reflection on the snow. Okay, the whiter we go, the higher it's going to reflect. It's going to reflect this sky map onto it and give it that reflection look. Okay, so you don't want to go like full chrome or nothing like that, so you just want to add just a little bit of reflection because it is, it's a snow, shiny snow. So we'll set it to 15. Well, it doesn't have to be a perfect number, just in that range area. Okay, we'll click OK on that. Specular, we can pretty much leave specular the way it is. Maybe tweak it up to 90 or so and leave it at 40. Just a little bit, and we'll add some softness to it. Just so it's not a sharp specular, because this, maybe we'll go to 30. I don't want sharp spots showing in the snow. pause it. Alright, that's a little bit too bright in some spots, so I'm going to turn my specular down a little bit now. Bring it down to 70, and that should be good. And I'm not going to render it. That's pretty much all I'm going to do there. When we add the lighting, that'll change that. Okay, let's go to our ice now, and we'll mess with that a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and, in my luminancy, I'm going to add a blue to that. It's going to be, this is going to help. It's basically going to give us, like our own brightness for the crystals, like we did with the snow, like an ambient color, but we want it to be blue. So just go with a blue color just to give it, so it has its own brightness to it. Like that. Okay, so now it'll have its own brightness to it. Lighting will come in there, and of course do the shadowing part. Plus give it some more light too. Alright, and we're going to set specular up to 300 on this because we want it we want it to highlight really good in some spots. And maybe like a 90 for the glossiness. Maybe even 80, I don't know. Well, here's, those little points are going to show. That should be good. We'll leave it at 80, I guess. Okay, now for our diffuse color, we're going to go ahead and choose noise. And we're going to use blue. Let's see, we got to get in the blue range first, like maybe like that. Click OK. And then we're going to take it and copy it to the 2. Click copy. And then we'll bring this one down like that. So we just have a mixture of those two. Choose fractal, and we'll go with a high number of 5, I guess. And this, leave everything else the same, turn our blur level all the way down, and then we'll just render it and see how it looks. Now this is the ice. We got to look at where the blue is now, not the whites anymore. And this will give us a mixture of the colors on the ice parts. You can kind of see it in there. A little bit of white, looks like a little cloudy and stuff. We just want some kind of a mixture on the crystal, so it's not just all one solid color. Okay, so that's fine, I guess. Alright, so we'll just leave it like that, and you can of course change the size up to a little bit if you want to spread the colors out a little bit more. I may just do that, just go with an 8 or so. And we can leave the levels to 3 on that one. I think the snow we want to set let's set the snow level for the bump all the way to 10. Keep that sharp. And it should be good for that. That was for the snow, the bump. Go back to the blue for the ice. And that should be good. Okay, we'll go back. Now we're going to add the reflection to it. We're going to click on the black and bring that down. Still we get some reflection, like a darkish gray, 72 or so. Now we also have to add the environment to that one. So put a check for environment, click none. Go to bitmap and choose the same sky we added for the snow. Okay, now you can see it reflecting in there. So now we'll get reflection on there. Go to parent, and of course if you want more reflection, you can go full reflection on it or just whatever. It depends on your renders. Just do a few renders and try to find how much reflection you want in there. And I'll just go ahead and do a render, see how that looks. Alright, so now we got our reflection showing, and as you can see that we did that, it's also reflecting everything else in the scene, so which is pretty cool. You can see there's some reflections going on there, so everything reflects off of everything else. So that's how you get the reflections there. Alright, and okay, so the next thing we need to do,